guys, Sue here again from Sue's Dog My Kitchen. I hope you're not all going completely insane in the weird, wacky world we now find ourselves living. I'm finding it hard to stay sane these days, but doing these videos does help, I must say. Anyway, today what I want to make for you is my own version of a spaghetti bolognese. I haven't made a spaghetti bolognese for absolutely months and months and months. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I made one. So I thought this week I went and bought some minced steak. So I bought minced steak, and in this packet we have 488 grams. So today I'm making my own version of spaghetti bolognese. No rules being followed here, do it yourself, do what you like. Anyway, so what I've got in front of me is the mince. So this is beef steak mince. Try and buy a really good mince because I hate those, you know, those weird bits of grittle you get in cheap mince. I don't like that. And I've got one large, I'm only going to use half of this red pepper. It's absolutely ginormous, but I need to use it now. I've had it a couple of weeks and it's starting to go over a bit, so I need to use that. 1 tin of chopped tomatoes, and I'm going to use 3 shallots, or you could use red onion or white onion, a large one. But I'm using shallots because I like the taste of shallots, and I think they've got a really wonderful smell as well. And I've got some tomato puree here. And I've got some garlic puree. If you haven't got garlic puree, you could just use 3 crushed cloves of garlic. And then I have some chicken stock from when I made my chicken curry the other day. I cooked up a chicken and I kept all the stock. And we have a big packet of spaghetti. What I usually do is just grab a bunch. I don't sort of measure it out or anything. Grab a handful and put it in some hot water. That's what I do, with some olive oil in the saucepan. So that's what we're going to do first, because it's not going to take long to make this dinner. It's going to be about 20 minutes to half an hour. So first of all, we're going to get our saucepan here, which I've already got out, and I've already boiled some hot water up here. So we're just going to put some hot water in this saucepan, and then we're going to put the spaghetti on. So fill up the saucepan, and then what I'm going to do in the saucepan is put a handful of salt, not a handful, like a couple of pinches. So a couple of big pinches of salt in there, okay? And then I'm going to use some of this basil oil that I've got. It's basil infused olive oil, okay? So I'm going to sprinkle that in there. That stops the spaghetti from sticking together. Okay, so we're going to put that on there, and we're going to just boil that up a bit. And we've got our spaghetti here, so we're just open the packet. Open yourself so you don't cut yourself. So this spaghetti is an actual, this was really cheap if I remember. It's a number 6, so it's quite fine. So it won't take very long to cook. So what I normally do is just grab a handful, and the only reason why I do this is because years of experience of cooking has sort of always showed me how much to use, and even if I've cooked too much, we can have it again tomorrow, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to use about that much. I'll weigh it for you, because normally I don't weigh it. Right. So I'm just going to put it on the scales. So it weighs 217 grams, okay, so that's how much we're going to use. So 217, but you can use less if there's only one of you, but it's probably best if there's only one of you to still cook more. And then you can have it again the next day, or you can freeze it, okay? You can freeze spaghetti once you've cooked it, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I always break it in half, okay? Like this. Ta-da! And then just pop it in, and that way it fits in the saucepan. Other people, they just sort of, you know, work it round and all that sort of thing. Just do it the way you want. But that's how I do it. In this other saucepan here that I've got, I'm going to pop in some of this oil in the bottom of this. Like so, and we're going to put a knob of butter in here. I've got some butter here that I used earlier for something else, and I'm just going to put some butter in it. Just a little knob, and that's it. And then we'll let that melt here, and while that's melting, we'll cut up these shallots. I don't know if you can see, just move everything. So I'm going to just cut up the shallots quick. And these are sort of like a medium-sized shallot, not too small. So we're just peeling these, they won't take long while we're waiting for the oil to warm up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook our onions first and then take them out. So we're going to cook our onions up. We'll have to go and get another shallot out. I've lost my shallot. Rolled off the table. Doesn't want to be cooked, that one. Oh, these are quite heavy on the eyes. Woohoo! Oh. Okay. Whoa. Right, I make my eyes water. I'll put all this in my recycling thing. Oh, wow. Hello, I'm back again. So I had to go and get another shallot because my one went for a walk across the floor. So I'm going to put the shallots in the saucepan now just to cook them a little bit. So we don't want to brown them, we just want them to be like translucent, okay? We'll just turn that up a little bit. And in the other saucepan, the spaghetti you call it, then we're going to grab our pepper and we're going to cut it in half, okay? So we're only using half. Oops, cooking up there, Storm. So there's a little bit of a bad bit there, so we'll just cut that bit out. There we are. Okay, so what we're going to do is just knock the seeds out like so. And keep this little bit here. And just chop it up. So usually I just slice it first. My eyes are watering, so I'm finding it hard to see at the minute, as long as I don't cut my fingers. Oh, those shallots are really strong. So I'm just going to cut it up into little squares. We don't have to put pepper in it, but I like a bit of pepper if I've got them spare. But if you haven't got any, then don't go out and buy any. Just use whatever you've got in your fridge. You can put whatever you like in your bolognese, really. There's no rules. Just make a sauce. So I'm cutting these up, and then I'm going to put them in with the onions, okay, so that they can cook. There. So we'll just put them in there with the onions, and then what we're going to do once these are done, we're just going to take them out for a minute. Smells lovely. So far we've used 3 shallots, 1/2 of a red pepper, beef minced steak mince, and that is 468 grams. We're using 1 tin of tomatoes. We're going to probably use 2 to 3 teaspoons of garlic puree. We're going to use 1 dessert spoonful of tomato puree. We've used some basil infused oil. You can just use olive oil. And then we've got 1/2 pint of chicken stock, okay? So, and salt and pepper. I'll be putting the salt and pepper in when I actually take these out and I put the mince in. Then I'll put the salt and pepper in. I'm just going to put this on this plate. So that seems quite done to me now. So we don't want to overcook it. I'm just going to have a sip of tea, okay? Sorry, I keep saying okay. I must stop doing that because I've noticed in my videos I use the word okay too much. It's not until you look back on some of your videos that you realise all the things you keep repeating yourself. Must be age. So anyway, they seem to be quite translucent now and soft. So we're going to just chip them onto this little plate here. And because we're going to put them back in once the mince is browned off. So we'll just tip them out there. And we'll just put a bit more olive oil into this, well, a bit more of this basil infused oil. You can just use like olive oil. I'm just using this because I bought this and I need to use it. Oh, it's raining a lot. You can hear that? I'm standing just below a skylight. Right, so this is lovely mince. Look at that, really nice mince. So we're just going to plop it into the saucepan. And what I do with these, any containers that are, well, I don't know if I use this one, it's a bit shallow. But normally if they're a bit deeper, like the mushroom ones and things like that, I keep them all and I sow seeds in them. I could probably sow seeds in this one. So I just take off the plastic, I wash them and I just store them, okay? I recycle everything if I possibly can. Right, I can't do that right now. I just need to concentrate on this mince. So if you're interested in this recipe, please leave me a comment and a like, and put below that you would like the ingredients for this recipe and I will put them up for you, okay? So I will put up the recipe once you ask for it, okay? So that you're communicating with me. I must stop saying okay. Alright. So, this is not going to take very long, about 20 minutes, half an hour. Mince doesn't take very long to cook. So that's how long it's going to take. The spaghetti will be done soon. So what I do with the spaghetti is just strain it and then put it back in the saucepan and put a knob of butter on it and put the lid on. And then just leave it until I'm ready to serve up the dinner. Okay? Alright? Anyway, so we'll put back in the onion and the pepper. It looks really pretty, I'll show you. Can you see that? Okay? Alright. To cut out all these okays, I keep saying. Right, so now what we're going to do is add in our tin of tomatoes. These are chopped. You don't have to buy them chopped, but it's easier if they are chopped. So we'll just stir them in. And then we're going to add in a dessert spoonful of tomato puree. Or tablespoon, whatever you've got to hand. I've got a tablespoon, so it'll be a tablespoon. So just put that in there. There we are. So a tablespoon of tomato puree or dessert spoon. Yum yum. And then we're going to add, so we're going to put in 3 teaspoons. This is not very strong anyway. It smells really strong in the pot. But actually when you add it to food it's not that strong. But it makes my life so much easier. And then we're just going to stir that in, like so. It smells wonderful. Then we're going to add some salt and pepper. So I'm going to have 2 large pinches of salt. And some ground black pepper. I've already ground some up and put it in this little pot. Just makes my life easier. So 2 pinches of that. Give it a good stir. And then I don't think we're going to need much of this. We're not going to need all of this. We're going to add half of it. Because what I want to do is thicken it as well. I'm going to thicken it with some corn flour. And if you thicken things with corn flour, it makes it go much further in it. So we're going to let that cook for 20 minutes because we only have to thicken it at the end. Wait and see how much liquid actually evaporates, and if not enough evaporates, I will actually thicken it. If it evaporates, then all well and good. You can use some Parmesan cheese to sprinkle over the top of your spaghetti bolognese, but I just use regular cheddar cheese. So I'm just going to grate some cheddar cheese, and that's what I use on top of mine. I'm really not bothered about special cheeses on top of my spaghetti bolognese, but if you need to use like the hard cheeses that you normally have, usually Parmesan, then go ahead. But if you haven't got any, then don't fret. Just use some cheddar cheese or whatever cheese you like, actually. You know, you can put blobs of cheese on blue cheese if you want. Just let yourself go. Okay, so I'll see you again in a minute, in about 20 minutes, once this is nearly cooked, okay, and we'll serve it up and you can see what it looks like. Bye bye, see you soon. Bye for now. Hello, it's Sue back again from Sue's Dog Rob Mine Kitchen, and I just wanted to tell you the progression of the bolognese I've made. So the spaghetti is done, and I've put it on my hot plate and I've left it in the saucepan. I've strained it and I've added a bit of butter to it, and I'm just leaving it there. And I've got my bowls warming up, ready for the spaghetti bolognese. And in here I've mixed some corn flour with some water, about a dessert spoonful, because I just need to thicken up the sauce a bit, because my partner likes a nice sort of thick sauce, so we need to thicken it up a bit. So I'm just going to tip a little bit in, not too much, just a little bit. It shouldn't take much to thicken it up. There's not much liquid left, but just so it's nice and thick. There. And on this plate I've grated some cheddar cheese. So I had sort of like half a pack left, and I've just grated all of it. If we don't put it all on, we'll just cover it up and put it in the fridge, and we can use it for our sandwiches and stuff, so it won't get wasted. So I'm just going to add a little bit more until I can see that it's thick now. And then that's it basically. So I'll go and get the plates, and then I'll serve it up on here. Mix up the spaghetti a bit. If your spaghetti sticks together, like mine just did, because I didn't really stir it that much, you can just run it under some hot water. So I'm just going to put some in these bowls. I might have to heat up the spaghetti before I put the mince on, because I think that it might have cooled down a bit while it was sitting here. So that's what I'm going to do. Hello again. So I've just heated up my spaghetti. It got a bit cold. You could just reheat it on the stove, but for quickness I just reheated it in the microwave. So I've got my mixture here from my bolognese. So it's gorgeous, look, I don't know if you can see that. It's absolutely gorgeous, and because I've thickened it now, it's got a nice sauce, a nice thick sauce. And then just spoon out some on each plate, in the middle of your spaghetti. Yum! Looks delicious, smells gorgeous. I'm sure it tastes as good as it looks. I did taste it. I had to add a bit more salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle some cheese on the top. Quite a lot, because I love cheese on top of this. But you could do it more fancy. I'm just throwing it on the way we like. Because these are real meals that I cook. They're not staged for the camera. They're actually meals that we eat. Everything that I've ever made is a meal that we've eaten. It's our dinner. So there we are. So there's our spaghetti bolognese with cheddar cheese on the top. So if you would like the recipe for this bolognese, this is Sue's version. I do not follow a recipe for bolognese sauce. Please leave a comment below, and I will put the ingredients up for you. Share them with your friends and family. And give me a like and a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video, which I'll try and do once a week minimum. Sometimes it's not. I put up gardening videos as well, so it's not just all about the food. I do gardening as well. So these flowers are from my garden, different kinds of daffodils and narcissus. So thank you for watching my channel, and I hope you enjoyed this, and please give me a like and a thumbs up and a comment, and anything else. If there's something you would like me to make, or give me your version of the spaghetti bolognese. This is Sue's version of spaghetti bolognese. So thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. So bye for now. Bye.